Hey guys, I'm back. 11-month break. Alright, let's cut to the chase. Anime Vanguards, the drama, sure. Now for the important part, the team, the quote unquote best team in Anime Vanguards, this, I'm going to tell you and I'm going to show you why this team is so. It's just bad. It sucks, okay? It sucks. The only good thing about this team is Naruto. That's literally it. Everything else about this team except for Alucard, it just sucks. They do nothing. And I'm gonna tell you why. Not this team, but this team is the actual best team, and it doesn't require much investment at all, except for one limited unit, i.e., Urza. And yeah, I'm gonna show you two clips. Clip number one is going to be my team. Clip number two is going to be the best team in the game, and I'm going to be doing on an Omni Tower, floor 108. And it's gonna have two modifiers, that being Champion and Revitalize, because those are the two easiest modifiers to do on Tower. And yeah, I'm just here. There it goes. In the game now, so I'm gonna show you the team. This is the team. You've already seen it earlier. This is my nose. This is my burb. It does some spark damage as well. This is my doctor on my Griffith. This is my Fu, really strong. This is my Yurzu on my Nami. This is my Black Spirit, really high. But at this point, everyone should have a high Black Spirit. It's so easy. Jack of all trait on what's that called? Pain, Divinity trait, pretty strong. I mean, of course, it's Naruto. You're supposed to spend everything on it. Memoria is on Griffith, and Turles does not matter. You can use anything on them. It genuinely doesn't matter. Alright, I'm gonna go into tower. I'm going to be doing this on wave 108. I'm not doing 109 because actually, Bobbity. Nah. I'm just gonna show raw damage output on the hardest stage in the game, because this stage has a 3.4 billion HP boss, and wave 1 enemies have 4 million HP, really high, really scary. And I will be doing this without a skill tree. After this, I'm gonna show you. Okay, I'm gonna cut the footage. It will only show I will only show you that I don't have any skill tree, and I'm going to cut to when the boss spawns and show you how I deal with it. And after this, I'm gonna show you the quote unquote best team in the game, and see how well it does here. So I'm gonna show you this. Yep, no skill tree, by the way, no loner, no nothing. Using this exact same team, I'm gonna start it and champions and revitalize. I will now see you in a couple of minutes. Alright, now it's the boss wave. So, before I start pelting him, I'm gonna show you. So there's Urza with her 50% buff. There's Griffith with his 40% buff. There's Turles with his 51% buff. 40% normally because of its passive, which is this one right there, and 11% from the Fu familiar that I shoved on him. So right now I have 7 Narutos on the field at once. There's the original Naruto, which is that one, this one, who is not doing all that because he isn't getting the buff from ninjutsu and all that. But the clones are where it's at. I'm gonna show you the damage numbers real quick. Where is it? Damage indicators. There you go. As you can see, 13 million damage coming from Kurama, which that means 13 million DPS. The clone has 5.79 million damage. The main guy, which Pain summons, does, where is it? It's here somewhere. There it. No, that's not it. Where is the main guy? I'm trying to find him. There he is. 6.88 million damage. And rounding all of that up, accounting for Nami's conduit buff, which is here, which is why you always need to place Nami at the front for her conduit. That's 19 million DPS. And not only that, you have Repulse, which is obviously from Pain. You have the Stun, which is from Naruto's final passive, reliable down there. So every single time that Naruto gets deleted, he stuns the enemy for 2 seconds, which even though it is every like 10 seconds, it's still a stun. You get 30% slow from Turles, which is from that guy over there, and you get a range buff from Urza, so he can have 90 range. Look at that beauty, 90 range. And as you can see, the boss is about to leave the range. And even when that happens, guess what? Griffith spawns the enemies. And with the spawned enemies, Pain can hit those guys and thus turn you into Kurama even more. As you can see, Kurama is on basically 100% uptime. Like, you barely go off of Kurama, and there's too many Narutos, and each Naruto does like how much? 793.7 DPS. What the hell? 797,000 DPS buffed by Nami over there. That becomes like 900,000. And as you can see, they haven't even left the range yet. And the 3.4 billion HP boss is already dead. Just a friendly reminder, no skill tree. I haven't been 100% using Kurama's M1s, which he could have died over here, by the way. And there you go. 10 minute, 51-second clear. No need for revive. No need for anything. I will now replicate this with the quote unquote best team in the game, and I'll demonstrate you in a second. I should turn into Kurama again with Griffith summons. Should like hold on. I just need to wait for demonstration. Where is it? Give me a second. There you go. See, even if the boss is outside of his range, he can still turn into Kurama. So you don't need to spend all of your money to place Pain back here and all that. You know, it's just really good. All right, next 2 separate times. All right, I'm gonna do the quote unquote best team in the game. I have it somewhere here. There it is. This is it. All right. This is my familiars. There. Mm, 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 mm. For the record, given that the AV team, the question helpers, are recommending us to use. Why am I going up here? Are recommending us to use. Wait, no, I'm supposed to go up here. Monarch Minato. I will be using Minato as such, as a Monarch unit. So, this is going to take a while. Floor 108, again, go in. And this time, I'm going to show you the entire process of using this team. And I will show you how arduous, how painstakingly boring, and how bad this team really is compared to mine. Well, if you compare this team to anything else, it's of course going to be better because there's Naruto. Naruto is unfair. Alright, just give it a moment. Alright. Champions and revitalize. My skill tree is nothing. Check. Okay, there you go. So, first thing, place Pain. Second thing, ninjutsu him. Boom. Now you have to wait for that stupid ninjutsu timer. Yep. Place. Yes. Boom. Oh, look at that. Again, the AV question helper team that made this team legitimately recommends you to get Monarch on Minato, which is such a terrible idea, I tell you what. Because then you can't use Minato to ninjutsu himself, which means the process of maxing ninjutsu units with Minato becomes twice as long. It's genuinely so bad. Alright, now I'm just gonna place you, using Naruto this time, so I can use these. Okay, now I can, hold on. Place you, there. Now he's on page 6. There's a wormhole, that's beautiful. My Kurama is done. That's great. Hold on. I'm gonna use you. Alright. And it's gone. That's beautiful. Alright. Can't use where's my Naruto? Quick. There you go. Yep. You can you just do clone? I can ninjutsu the clone. That's beautiful. It doesn't matter though. I still have to do this. See how boring this is? See how absolutely boring, how monotonous, how arduous this entire process is. When you can just use Nami to farm up pain and just do everything automatically without doing this stupid process manually. Like, come on. Would you actually do this for every single match you do? Always, constantly? You are psychotic. You are a psychotic human being if you do this. Hold on. One more. Place you. Do to you. There you go. Oh my god. Okay. Then finally, the final. No, not the final ninjutsu. I still have to do one more ninjutsu after this. Just so bad. And he teleports! Yay! This is one of the worst aspects about Minato. I'm going to dive headfirst into this. Oh my god. Here you go. Okay, you. Oh, wait, you. Actually, no, you's over here. You'd bet. Actually, let me just focus on this first. Need to place. Wrong. Need to place. Where's Ichigo? That's Sakura. There you are. Ichigo. No. Ichigo. God, playing on mobile sucks. There you go. Place him here. Max him too. Now focus on this guy. Now I can finally start talking instead of focusing. This team is bad. Because look at this, alright? I hope this can be demonstrated and not talked about only. Oh wait, there's a fact on flight. Oh no, that's not good. That's not good. I didn't realize that. Oh my god. Okay, there you go. Zoom out. Alright. Let's see. Fortunately, my RNG is a lot towards Naruto right now. But I have a feeling that it will get to a point where it's gonna spawn 5 Minatos and not a single Naruto, and I'm not gonna be on Kurama. So look at that. There's 2 Minatos. 2 Minatos, only 2 Narutos, and I'm not on Kurama. Can you guys see the issue here? Alright, now I'm back on Kurama. That's good. Shing. I'm doing 8 million DP. I'm doing 7 million, sometimes 8 million, and that's only on Kurama attacks. Friendly reminder, on my team, I deal 13 million damage on each Kurama attack. That's 13 million DPS. But, for the benefit of the doubt, it's not even getting wounded. Because Alucard is outside the range, which does make sense. That makes sense why he's not doing that much damage. And then again I say there's no Naruto. There's only one, and it's a lousy clone. There's two Minatos. Oh my god. And he spawned another Minato. I'm telling you, this team is garbage because there's no consistent Naruto. There's a Naruto. Beautiful. Alright, I'm gonna use Naruto, place him, place one guaranteed Naruto. Somewhere here, there you go. Oh hey, I'm outside again. Oh my god. Okay, there you go. Now I'm Naruto again. Slash, 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 slash. The boss is gonna spawn soon. That's gonna be something. Okay, I'm getting good Naruto luck. Sure, that's good. See, so the goal is the boss dying on this bend. If the boss dies on that bend, it shows that the team is at least good enough to match my team. And if it doesn't, it means this team is really bad because one, it relies on a reviver, and two, it's really RNG. See? Two Minatos. Not of my doing. Two Minatos. Two Minatos spawned. Do remember that on my test on my team, I was not that focused. I missed like a lot of Kuramas at once. He was not doing anything there. Okay, he's spawning more Minatos. There's only two Narutos. He spawned another Minato. Oh my goodness me. Oh god. I thought Ichigo did more damage. I thought Ichigo did more damage. What the hell? What is this? Ichigo is always this bad? Okay, he is doing 2 million EPS. Oh my god. He's still spawning. Spawned another Minato. See? See? This is what I'm talking about. This team is RNG. Look! It's spawning these guys who deal 58,000 DPS. Sure, my Minato isn't even max, but I did check and I will show it later. One of these Minatos, even with Monarch, the max on Memorias, a Familiar, it still only does 300,000 DPS. That's on Monarch, and I'm using him as if he is Monarch right now. Do you understand how bad that is? Yeah, I'll even help out a little bit. I'll place this lone Minato right over here to buff the Naruto's. I can't speak. Oh my god. Whatever. I haven't been using this actually. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Yep, RNG is coming back. He's spawning two Minato. He spawned another Minato. He spawned another Minato. Oh my goodness me. Yep, there you go. This is Naruto. Hmm, 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 hmm. There's Alucard. And Alucard is no longer attacking. What does this mean, fellows? No more slow. What does this also mean? No more wounded. And now we're stuck. And we have to wait for that. Yeah, see? This is what I'm talking about. This team sucks. Naruto's here. Like, Minato starts from here, right? You place Minato here, he teleports here. Then teleports here, then teleports here. You want Pain to be here, for example. But given that Minatos are here, you are forced to place Pain over there and keep him there. Oh my god, just move them. Like place Naruto here and then Jutsu here and Jutsu here. That's work. That's unnecessary work that you have to do. I don't want to do that because this is Anime Vanguards. You are supposed to macro everything, not supposed to focus and do everything by hand. That's not AV. That is not AV. AV is a macro game. It is a macro game. So now we just have to wait. Actually, I actually can just skip that. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Boom, sacrifice. There you go. Now he's back. Boom, boom. Look at that. We got lucky. Yeah. Oh no, that's not good. I have to censor that. Shit. Okay. What the hell? Why am I getting notifications? Yep. I was yapping for like almost a minute, so we can just discount a minute of this timer to actually see how long this took. Spawn another 2 minutes. There you go. Yep. And almost there. He spawned another Minato. There you go. Done. 12 minutes. 12 minutes. 12 minutes. And you had to ninjutsu like 50 times to get to where you wanted. You have to nuke with Ichigo, more inputs. You have to RNG to place more Naruto's. You have to RNG to get Kurama uptime. You had to RNG to not get Minato's, and besides that, your Naruto just doing less damage. Sure, you do have Ichigo, but you're not gonna max him like that in most runs because this is a tower run. Towers just give you a lot of money, and if you're using this in normal prog, that's not gonna happen most of the time. And then Alucard's. Yeah, this team is just a lot worse. It is a good team, but as I'm going to explain in the next section, it's just mid. It's just mid incarnate. Okay. All right. Signing out. I'm gonna show you to IRL me. Bye bye. All right. You saw the video. You saw the clip. Now we know what's wrong. Now my job is to explain to you exactly why all of that is bad. Let's start with the first problem. It's with the image itself. Hold on. With the image itself. The image says that every single unit on the team is supposed to have Monarch, and that's really deceiving because half of them suck with Monarch. They don't suck with Monarch, they're wasted if you give them Monarch. Prime example, Pain. As you can see on this image, if you give Pain Monarch, he does no damage. 300k DPS, he doesn't even have any passive that gives him more damage. That sucks. It's a waste. Give him Fortune. It makes him cheaper. It's so much better for him. Just give him Fortune. Now, Minato. Minato, don't use him. Don't get him. Don't upgrade him. Just don't evolve him. Never use him. He sucks. Do not monarch him. Do not give him a trait. Do not invest anything in Minato. He's a bad idea. I'll explain it to him. I'll explain it later. Next, Alucard. I almost got you there. Just monarch Alucard. You're supposed to monarch Alucard because Alucard is that broken. Monarch Alucard always. Next we have to talk about Ainz. In this day and age, Ainz is so bad. He's a caloric merchant. Even then, if you use him for caloric, just use the unit that you were going to use caloric for. And if you do want to use Ainz, he's really only for the passion buff. So far, there's not really that many passion buffers. I mean, you do have Speedwagon and Brook, but if you want a third passion unit, you can use Albedo, but Albedo isn't really that good of a buffer. So we have to wait for an additional passion buffer unit before passion Eisen becomes actually meta. Because right now you have to bring either Albedo, who again isn't really that good of a buffer, and two, bring an unknown unit. Shanks is good, but in this meta, he's getting outdated. Next up, Ichigo. Well, eh, not, Ichigo is getting outdated, but that's only because I've been using Naruto a lot. I think maybe Ichigo is good. Maybe Ichigo is still good. I don't know. Yeah, he's like a 50-50. Just do what you want to do with Ichigo. All right. Now for the actual meaty bits. Why the team sucks. First of all, the usage of Minato. Why did I say it like that? The usage of Minato. Minato is garbage. Never use Minato. Why? As you saw in the clip, he is a hassle to use. You have to place pain. You have to ninjutsu him with Minato, and then you have to if your Minato is Monarch, you have to ninjutsu back with Pain or Naruto, and then ninjutsu that guy with Minato, ninjutsu that guy with Pain again, repeat. But if you don't have Monarch, which is the recommended trait for some goddamn reason, you can just Minato and then ninjutsu with Minato. You can just ninjutsu him with himself, which is good, don't get me wrong, but it's really bad because one, Minato teleports. He is a teleporting unit, which means if you want Pain to be in a spot that you want him to be, you really can't because Minato has a lot of range for some reason. So you're kind of forced to place Pain in a spot where you do not get that much value. But you can optionally use Naruto to ninjutsu Pain to a spot that you want. But again, that is a hassle. It is really, really annoying to do that. Next, well, okay, I think, okay, yeah. Two, which is the biggest factor on why Minato sucks, is the RNG factor. You saw exactly what happened in that clip. Sometimes, Pain just refuses to spawn Naruto. He keeps spawning Minato, a bum. In this here image you see here, a Monarch Minato, level 60, with a strength memoria of his own, evolved level 60, which I did do in Sandbox, by the way, because I do not want to get Monarch on Minato or even evolve his memoria. Only 300,000 DPS. 300,000. In what world is that good? In what world is that good in any way? In this meta, where every single unit does 1 million and up. No, in the meta where, yeah, every unit does 1.5 million DPS and up. If you're lower than that, you're useless. How is that good? Why do people use Minato nowadays? I do not understand. Because you saw in that clip, he kept spawning Minato, which means less Naruto's, less Kurama uptime, which is way less DPS. You saw in my first clip, Pain can summon up to six different Naruto's, and then you can place a Naruto, so that's 7 Naruto's. Without that, you can only get 1 or 2 Naruto's up at once, maybe even 3 or 4 if you get lucky. Well, you did see that I did get like 6 that one time. It's really RNG. It's not good. You lose millions upon millions of DPS because if you see in these two images, each one does like 1.6 million DPS combined. And then they get buffed by Conduit, which is from Nami. Nami doing Conduit, which buffs spark damage by 30% permanently on the enemy. It's good. It's just really good. Next, Kurumi Tokisaki. She does nothing on the team. She does nothing. Oh, she does bet. It slows. Turles slows, even if it is on a 30% like slow. It affects everyone on the range, in the range. Oh, but she does repulse. Pain repulses. He does a repulse. You do not need a second unit that does repulse. But even then, Griffith, which is on that same exact team, also does repulse. You do not need Kurumi, and she doesn't do anything. Even on that one team, Pain repulses. Oh, she does confusion. It's once per enemy. Why do you need that? And if you're using Ichigo, even more so, why do you need it? Just use his revive and pull the enemy back. That's the ultimate confusion. It pulls the enemy back, you deal twice the damage because you're attacking the enemy again. You know, it's not rocket science. And finally, just use your clone so you can get more slows, more repulses. No. Look at this. Look at it carefully. Her clones have a chance of inflicting Aleph. Aleph buffs enemies by 50% speed. I've tested this, and if Aleph is inflicting on an enemy who already has 50% slow, it doesn't override it, but it cancels it out. The enemy basically is running on no debuff. No slow debuff, no speed buff. It's just moving at a normal pace. So using Kurumi genuinely makes the team worse. You're wasting a slot where you could just be using Urza, who buffs damage and buffs range. If you use Kurumi, all she does is slow the enemy down for 5 seconds, and that's it. She does nothing else. You want her to do stun via Zayin and whatever passives that allow her to stun for 10 seconds. Naruto literally stuns. You can see up here, anytime a unit is placed in his range, which is always, by the way, because Pain, that's 2 seconds of stun every single time Pain attacks. It's good. But Kurumi just doesn't work, and Kurumi just sucks. Okay? She just sucks. She does no damage. Look at this. This multiplied by 3. Multiplied by 3 because she spawns 2 clones. She does no damage. She is not a worth it. She's not a good monarch by any means. She sucks. She's not good. I don't know why people say that she's good when she's literally not. She just sucks as a unit. She sucks as a monarch. She sucks. Okay? Don't get Kurumi. Don't monarch her. She just doesn't do anything for you. Next, Ainz. This is utterly bamboozles me. I don't know if the AV question helpers are just not good at the game, or if they are good at the game. But why even have Ainz in the team? Look at the team, okay? Pain is holy. Naruto is nature and spark. Yada 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 yada. What spells are you supposed to use Ainz on? Stun? Naruto stuns. Repulse? Pain repulses. Greater heal? What summons? You know? He does nothing. He legitimately does nothing. He's just a waste of space. And you only use him to spawn Ichigo. So why not just put Ichigo in that main team? You know? Why even bring Ainz? You're making that team look inaccessible because Ainz is a really expensive unit trade-wise. So people would just go like, oh my god, I'm not gonna get that team then, despite the team sucking ass, you know? But like, they look at the team and they see Ainz and they're like, oh my god, I can't get it because Ainz is so expensive. Despite him doing legitimately nothing, by the way. He does nothing on the team. And now next, Ichigo. Ichigo, well, he isn't bad at all. He's a revive. He does good DPS. He does like 2 million, 3 million DPS. He's good. 2 million, 1.5. And he of course, is a revive. He nukes. But that nuke part, where are you going to get the money to max him and Alucard? Because in that team, the upgrade priority is Alucard first and then Ichigo. But you're not bringing a farm. How are you going to max either one of these? You know? You can't max them because you're using Minato, for God's sake. You can't max anyone. You can only max Pain. In normal runs, you can maybe like upgrade Alucard to like a middle something. And Ichigo, you just can't do anything about Ichigo. He's just that expensive. Yeah, it's a really bad team. It doesn't, like, all the units do not bounce off each other. They don't do anything for each other because it's bad, you know? There's nothing good about it. Now, when we're talking about my team, comparatively, it is there could be improvements to be made. You can probably like sub out like Griffith or Turles and bring an actual DPS. You could probably sub out one of these guys and bring Ichigo. You could. You totally could. But I choose not to because I want to show that this team is just that bad to where this team that takes little to no effort to like invest in other than getting Urza, who is unobtainable, and getting Griffith. It's just better than this team. Now let me explain. Urza, she's free. You place her, she attacks a few times. You use Vanguard, and she buffs by 50% and she buffs range by 20%. It's amazing. Amazing value. Naruto gets so much range, Pain gets so much range, and they both get so much damage. It's perfect. Beautiful world. Now for Turles, he is a slower. Any enemy that goes inside of his range, they get slowed by 30%. Indefinitely. And that's really good. That's just good. Okay? It's perfect. It's perfect for the team. Naruto gets a buff, and he gets a slow, which is desperately needed. Next, Griffith. Griffith is so wonderful for the team. I'll tell you this. 1. He buffs 40%. 2. He repulses, which doesn't seem like much, but Pain does attack pretty damn slow. So sometimes the repulse from Griffith does help somewhat, maybe not. It's iffy. It's iffy. But finally, the third part is his sacrifice. His sacrifice enemies that he spawns. Those enemies that come from around the map, Pain can attack them and spawn Narutos. Spawning Narutos means he can spawn Kuramas. So, which means if an enemy has too much HP somehow and goes outside of his range, Pain can just attack the enemies that Griffith spawns and spawn Kurama that way. So even while the enemy is outside of his range, we can still attack them using Kurama. And Kurama in this team deals 13 million DPS because Conduit is a permanent debuff, unlike Wounded, which Alucard needs to be in their range to inflict. And as you saw in the clip, Kurama without any debuffs only did 7 million DPS. 7 million, 7 million, 13 million. Which is bigger? 13 million, of course. So my team just does way more. It's so much better. This team just sucks. It's terrible. I don't know how people thought of this. It just sucks. My team, good. There's a lot of improvement here. You can probably replace one of the buffers for like a DPS, and that DPS would add a lot more DPS towards the total. But I'm not sure. Probably not. Yeah, I don't think there's much to improve. You know? The team is also really cheap. You only need to Monarch Naruto. That's genuinely it. Nobody else needs anything else. Turles doesn't need a trait. Griffith doesn't need a trait. He literally doesn't in mine. Pain, give him Fortune. That's it. If you can, give him a Jack of all Memoria to make him cheaper. And yeah, that's basically it. That's all for my video. That's all I'm going to explain. That's all you need to know. This team sucks. This team good. Get this team. This team no get. Tell people that this team big bad, big useless. No get this team. This team good. Okay, bye.